precipitation onset, persistence, and current status of winter 2026 in the United States. The winter of 2025 to 2026 in the United States began with early signs of atmospheric instability. Beginning in early December 2025, the weather pattern changed noticeably. Cold Arctic air currents from northern Canada pushed southward, while moist oceanic systems became more active. This combination set the stage for widespread snowfall in various parts of the country. The first official warnings were issued by the U.S. National Weather Service, NWS, in early December. At this point, several states, including Alaska, Wyoming, Michigan, Illinois, and parts of the southern and eastern United States, entered the winter storm warning phase. Although precipitation in many of these states was only a few inches, Alaska was identified as the main focus of these systems from the beginning. As late as December approached, precipitation intensity in Alaska increased significantly. The arrival of several atmospheric rivers carrying large amounts of moisture, combined with the intense Arctic cold, caused precipitation to fall not in the form of rain, but in the form of heavy.
Oh no!
Continuous snow. In Juneau, December snowfall broke all-time records, with more than 2 meters of snow recorded in a single month. This unprecedented accumulation strained city infrastructure, increased avalanche risk, and even caused several ships to sink in the harbor. As we enter 2026, the main system has diminished in intensity, but its effects continue. According to reports in early January 2026, snow levels across Alaska are averaging near normal, but that average does not tell the whole story. In some areas, snow depths are reported to be several times higher than normal, and this heterogeneity has maintained serious hazards such as avalanches, road closures, and transportation disruptions. Despite a brief hiatus in precipitation, Juno continues to brace for new waves of snow.
Guys, our fuel is damaged because of the snow. Too heavy. Look at that, broken. Our fuel department. Bad. That's almost half of the original roof.
Yep.
It's a good thing the thing doesn't.
When we say that Alaska's current snowfall is about 91% of normal, we are not saying that conditions are normal or safe across the state. That number is just a national average, and the reality on the ground is much more complex. Across much of Alaska, the amount of snow accumulated is slightly less than what's typically expected for this time of year. This has made some areas appear calmer. However, that overall picture can be misleading, as the distribution of snow across the state is not uniform.
Snowstorm of 2025, and you may hear it's a little bit above freezing. We had another foot of snow last night, almost a foot, but it is warming up a little bit.
In contrast, parts of Alaska are experiencing truly exceptional conditions, areas with snow depths many times the normal, putting significant strain on roads, structures, and public safety. In these areas, heavy, packed snow has significantly increased hazards such as avalanches, road closures, and disruptions to public services. Simply put, Alaska faces two distinct winters in early 2026. On the one hand, areas with near normal conditions, and on the other, limited but critical areas that remain on alert. It is this stark difference between regions that makes managing winter conditions difficult and risky.
That's kind of crappy. We get the high berm on our side of the road. They got the sidewalk.
In addition to the critical areas, other parts of Alaska are also experiencing an unstable and challenging winter, although the severity of the conditions varies. In many interior areas, snow has settled in layers on the ground, making road travel difficult. This gradual accumulation has reduced access and increased travel risks, especially on rural and remote routes. In mountainous areas, continuous rainfall has made slopes unstable and the likelihood of avalanches high. Even on days when new precipitation has subsided, old snow remains heavy and compacted, and can become a serious threat with any change in temperature or wind.
I'm going to go wide angle so you can see how high the snow is. It's taller than me. It's about 8 feet, I think. I got an initial path out here to the woodshed, but the woodshed's under 4 feet of snow or more.
Snowfall.
The coast and smaller towns have not been spared the consequences of this situation. Wet snow and cold winds have disrupted port and marine activities and slowed or stopped some local services. In these areas, while conditions are not as critical as in Juneau, the ongoing strain on infrastructure continues. Overall, the Alaskan winter picture is currently a mix of relative calm and latent danger, where the absence of heavy precipitation in some areas does not mean the threat is over, and past snow accumulations can still have serious consequences.
Marita and I spent the majority of the day doing this to get the snow away from the house. Basically, we can walk all the way around the house now, 3 feet wide.
The consequences of this snowfall were not limited to the port. Municipal services were disrupted and garbage collection was delayed in some areas. Juneau International Airport also temporarily closed its runways for snow removal before reopening once it was safe. Meanwhile, port workers were busy draining water from damaged ships and trying to refloat them, a difficult task carried out under the pressure of adverse weather conditions. Alaska has had an unprecedented and challenging winter. Heavy snow and strained infrastructure have left roads and ports at risk, and avalanche risk remains high. Officials have warned that conditions remain critical as the snow continues to fall, and caution is essential for everyone.